literally the 11th hour. It's 11:59 on my clock, the moment before noon. And there's definitely a message coming through about JFK today. There's actually a face in the clouds that came up that looks like JFK peeking through, so I'm going to show that to you. But the message I was getting is a JFK flyby, and that's supposed to mean something to someone, so that's why I'm giving you that message. I was also watching Megan Rose, her JFK video from April 19th, 2021. Came across my feed, so I was watching that this morning, which is a really good informational video, so I would suggest watching it if you want to. But that's, I didn't even see the JFK connection to my pictures until I came in and reviewed the pictures and saw his face in the clouds. So literally they do this, you know, the guides will show you a video so that you understand the connection to what then you're going to see in the future, right? So, or rather in the next now moment. All right, so first, let's go ahead and take our deep breath. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Hope you're having a great day. And thank you all for being here with me. So again, like I said, I have some pictures to show you. I'm going to roll the die. I have a message of the day, union read, and a twin flame read. And I want to get right into it, especially the message of the day and the union read were very significant as far as messages coming through. All right, so let's go ahead first and look at the pictures. Nope. Okay, so this is the union read. Let me just focus that a little bit better. And we have the 4D, 5D, and the 6D, the divine feminine on the left, masculine on the right, the bridge between the center, the incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies and the closing energies. Okay, this is the twin flame read, the 7-deck read that you see in front of you. This is the Sirian Starseed deck for both reads. And here's that complete read that you see in front of you, 7 decks. It is a general reading. Don't force every message to fit. Please use your discernment. And here's the message of the day. And then I wanted to show you some of these pictures here from this morning. So they were just really cool with the clouds, the autocumulus clouds this morning. And you notice that I see the white, whatever it is, the moon, the Mercury, the orb, the satellite, whatever it is. I only see it when there's clouds in the skies. So it's like they're using clouds to their advantage to cover up, you know, what they're doing. Because when there's no clouds in the sky, you don't usually see it. So this one. All right, so this is where the face is starting to form. Oh, there we go. And then this is a really cool picture with the plane crossing the sun, which is rare that I get that. And the clouds are just really cool. So if you see any messages in the clouds, please comment below, because I might not see everything that you see. And then here's just a bug that there's a flyby there coming in the picture. So that was the message I was just getting when I was meditating. So the fly was a connection to JFK. So now you're starting to see his face in the picture. His eye is here, his nostrils here, and his mouth is here. Okay, and then there's another picture as well. So you just see his right cheek, right? His right eye, nostril, and mouth. So it's like he's peeking through the clouds down at you. And then we have, again, another picture of the plane going through. Where was my other? Oh, this was the other one of the flyby on both sides. So I have a picture of the flyby both on this side of the phone and on this side. So again, they're trying to make it very apparent. And I didn't get the flyby until I meditated. That was totally separate from the pictures. So very interesting the way it was coming up. And so now let's see what comes up in the reads, and we'll put all the pieces together there. Okay, we're going to roll the die first. see what comes up. This is for the twins. Today is July 31st, 2021. The 31 is the 5 of Wands. So again, that's the energy of conflict and fighting and battles and competition, with the Olympics going on. But it's also about the pursuit of happiness and games and acting and playing sports just for fun. Okay. So here we have for the twins, we have number 1, which just came up, very focused masculine energy, and also the Magician, which is Gemini, Virgo. Sometimes I get Aries for the Magician as well. Then we have Venus again too, that's been coming up. And we also have Libra today. And of course, Libra is associated with Venus. So there's a lot of that balanced energy coming in, or the need for balance, regarding the 1, which is the masculine energy, which is very driven and not necessarily balanced, right? The feminine is the 2 of the balance of the mediator. So those are the energies coming up. Yeah, so it's all about the balance of the masculine and the heart-based energies coming up here. And that may be why JFK is coming through. Again, today's day adds up to the 43, which is the 3 of Cups coming together, reunions, the energy of joy. Give me just 1 second here. Okay. All right, so the message of the day is first. And let's see here. Okay, so again, that message was JFK Fly By. Those words specifically, I don't know if it's a code for someone, but it's important. The message of the day was at 10:34 to 35. 34 is the 8 of Wands, of the energetic exchange, the arrows of love, a lot of communication and travel back and forth, and then I just have a plane going across the sun, as well as the fly. 35 is the wounded warrior, the 9 of Wands, and the message of the day started out with the underlying energy being the anchor. Let me get this clear for you so you don't have to look at fuzz. Okay, so the anchor again was the underlying energy, and then the first card out was the Power Lady, then the Dice, which has to do with risk, and then the Lilies, which is spirituality. So again, safety and security, and burning through that for the masculine was coming up yesterday. So again, safety and security was coming up here. Stability, anchoring down in rough seas, the Power Lady looking out at the risks to spirituality, maturity, and peace. Cutting out the pushy powers of the rod and staff unions with the golden egg and looking up for deliverance. Okay, and I got those messages from the sun after that I did this. Masked people between, or deception between, the 2 storks nesting and the 2 as 1 swans. The space between may not be what it seems, an illusion. Just keep on loving. Some loving couples looking up literally, and others enveloped in each other's eyes. Nesting families and power couples of abundance. Crossing desolate twin bridges to the circle of trust, the ring of fire, Lionsgate 8-8, and the ruby red slippers. Impatiently cracking the whip with the rod and staff, with wise counsel, duos, and guides. Spirituality and peace, a gift of the community, clarifying the wheat from the chaff with the pushy powers, where there's power in numbers, being the key to the freedom with the family tree, and crossing their bridges, right, going through your family lineages. Exposing multiple faces and masks, the loving lady, 2 as 1, partners with abundance and flow, regarding a letter, communication, or sealed document, but it looks like love here, and bridging a burden, whether that be religious or another cross to bear, regarding commitment to twin, and timelines collapsing, and being impatient to crack the codes with guidance from the Galactic Federation. And now they don't usually specifically come up in my reads, but they are today with JFK for sure. And that has part to do with Megan Rose's video, because she was identifying the fact that the Q and the number 17 definitely are related to the Pleiadian Mothership, the Galactic Federation of Worlds. And you can watch her video on that. It was April 19th, 21, if you want to listen to all the information. There's a lot of good information in that video. So secret knowledge for healing and dreaming. The Power Man gifted, but perhaps angry too, confused by the spiritual community of divine feminines, pinpointing the subconscious keys matching mountains with the family tree and couple's nest egg. The mountain being lucky for the loving man by exposing 2 to 3 faced people and removing masks, making 3 wishes. The 2 as one couple of the loving lady and the loving man, who can be a couple, siblings, mother and son, or father and daughter, and the loving man, home or in union, after the loving lady with sealed letter or a contract of abundance is burdened by the twins' differences in religion and or the snake in the Garden of Eden. All right, this also can be the masculine holding a grudge from when Eve took a bite out of the apple. And this has more than one meaning here, if you get my drift. Eve took the poison apple and caused him to leave in the circle of trust across multiple dimensions of time, space continuum, and spy just came up, so that's for a reason. It wasn't an accident. The circle of trust across multiple dimensions of time, space continuum, traveling far and wide, and impatient to find a journal or crack codes or get knowledge of the fox chase, the spaceship that's right behind the fox, who is the inner child of the Pleiades and the Galactic Federation, abductees and saving the children, whether here on Earth or galactically, opening doors to our galactic choices. And I just got caught in my right throat. That's the masculine. Institutions and establishments and Galactic Federation of Worlds, confusing those who are unraveling on the ascension journey over the rainbow of the merry-go-round, following the yellow brick road, which is actually golden. Gold, and then EN for me is code Jesus, and gold is the energy of the gold coin, which is the unity consciousness of the collective. So golden is gold and EN, and also references the standard of gold that we're moving toward, and examining the details along the way. Home, extended families and friends, and obstacles or challenges met along the way to block you from your truth, only to find yourself home again with 3 clicks of your heels, 3 clicks, opening of a safe, looking to get a pup, or the inner child, or child asking for a lead on how to clear deep emotions and well water with the loving man. A union breakthrough here due to toxins and deserted twin bridges and religion and other differences, burdens and snakes, bites and apples, left out too long. All these things to help you find your true north, and to look up at ships and secret knowledge and wise guides and pure white owls, a hoot. They're grounded and in flight, or in flight. All becoming public at meets and greets, parks and rec. The petty thieves and annoyances and apples and mice no longer under control, 'cause the fox left the hen house to work with the children, guides and Galactic Federation, stars and dreams and healing, and the connection to what's hurting our children, causing their illnesses, disappearances, and deaths, and 5D connection, Dr. Jackal hiding down below, hanging IVs, morticians, and mummifying human bodies, dictation and research coming up, as well as an autopsy of a child perhaps that comes out. The child of light versus the mice that wrecked the place and got into the apples. And this was at 11:11, and please don't take this the wrong way, but they were telling me I have to say this statement. Both dead meat. Okay, so this is about, again, I'm going to read that sentence again. Dictation and research or autopsy of a child comes out. The child of light versus the mice that wrecked the place and got into the apples, where both are dead meat. So it's referencing, the children who have been abducted and the dark energies, who wrecked the place and got into the apples. Okay. So that was at 11:11, and that was the message of the day. So now we're going to get into the union read, which was at 6:49 to 50 last night. 49 and 50 are the 9 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups, the Get Your Wish card of self-satisfaction, and the 10 of Cups, which is, emotional fulfillment across the board. It's the highest emotional fulfillment you can have. 6 is the lovers, and this union here is for the 4D, 5D, 6D for today, July 31st, 2021. And the underlying energy was the Empress, which is also abundance in this deck. The central energy was the Wounded Warrior, the Nine of Wands, which I always tell you didn't become the Wounded Warrior as a human. You started the human journey as the Wounded Warrior in child's pose, skinned. And then the final card here is the Ten of Cups of emotional fulfillment again. So arms open wide. And again, there are definitely some politically incorrect statements here, which were put in here for a reason. They're helping you to crack codes. It's not because they're my belief system or my guy's belief system. We're using these inappropriate codes to either trigger you because it's a wound for you or because there's a message here, okay? So please don't take it the wrong way. All right, so arms open wide, the Divine Mother carrying the Divine Masculine on her shoulders. Here, Hercules was coming up giving Atlas a break, but it was coming up as her Cules, and Cules means to back up. So literally, her being the Divine Feminine, Hercules, backing up, giving Atlas, the masculine, the Wounded Warrior, a break to find emotional fulfillment of the happy ending. The incoming Divine Feminine is the Luna or Moon, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups, sliding into the new moon on August 8th, Lionsgate, with a new life, grounding, integrating, and mastering of love. Starlight, star bright, the moon is lightening up the ocean waters, exposing rock never before uncovered. Huge diamonds, or diamond light, the sword and the stone, groundbreaking away from another part of itself. Again, it's talking about a shift, but I don't think it's anything significant that you need to worry about. It's telling you there may be parts of land that get uncovered because of a shift. The Divine Feminine on the deserted isle, looking up to use the stars and moon as a spot, like you would as a gymnast, spotting the end of the beam. Not noticing all the turbulent waters around her, including noisy neighbors who park in your driveway, another piece of her island, a hop, skip, and a jump away from her. And then Etta James was coming up here. At last. But it was coming up as Atlas instead of at last. At last my love has come along. So that was coming up. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. The skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover. The night I looked at you, I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to. And then JFK showed only one cheek, but I was also getting the dream speech as well. A thrill I have never known. You smiled, oh, and then the spell was cast. And here we are in heaven, for you are mine. At last, Atlas. So again, the Hercules and Atlas as the Hercules, that being the Divine Feminine, Atlas being the masculine. We have the 4D here at 710, which is the Chariot and the High Vibration, the turn for the better of the Wheel of Fortune. The 6 of Wands, 7 of Swords, and the Ace of Swords, as the Divine Feminine is leading the way in a Chinese fire drill. Okay, there's one of the inappropriate statements. But honestly, for me as a child, all that means is getting out of your car in the middle of the road in traffic and running around the car, right? The Chinese fire drill. But it's inappropriate, right? Because based on other things and typecasting things from people. So the Divine Feminine leading the way in the Chinese fire drill, having fun while doing it, is all that was meaning. The Divine Masculine holding the truth and ready to play ball. And as I wrote, ready to play ball, I literally was hearing my neighbors in the driveway like tossing a ball between their hands, all right? This is like instant. Everything I'm doing, there's like an instant reflection out in my outer world. So having fun while doing it, Divine Masculine holding the truth and ready to play ball. The Lemurian wisdom submerged underwater, bridging, passing downloads. It's a bird, it's a plane. It's the Divine Masculine diving and rising from the ashes. And Border Patrol also coming up. So there we go with the Pleiades and the Federation of Worlds. The 5D here is the 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands in the Tower. And the Divine Feminine in the Garden of Eden, the purified Garden of Eden, with lots of crystals and pure wise owl. So again, this isn't just saying any owl or any divine feminine. It's the purified divine feminine in the Garden of Eden and the purified wise owl, her guides that are pure, like they're sealed, they're in positive energy with lots of crystals or guides. The divine masculine tower revving through the fires, the sudden fires, one right after the other, boom, 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 was Spidey and bridging in surrender of the wounded warrior after getting through the hidden temple. The 6D here is the Three of Wands, and that's the TV show Legends of the Hidden Temple, and I brought that up recently because my son used to love to watch that, but that was coming up. So Legends of the Hidden Temple after getting through the hidden temple. The 6D here is the Three of Wands, Five of Wands, and the King of Swords, the divine feminine present to flame, the diving bird. And then I just heard a plane that sounded like it was diving as I wrote that. And all the gifts around her. The twin flames and third flame above with open heart. And this was at 720, which is the Chariot and the Judgment. Or 72 can also be the Four of Pentacles, which is being practical, grounded, and saving. The divine masculine King of Swords, master of ceremony on the stone pillar with sword pulled out. Look, Mom, I've got it. Calmly placed across his lap, sensei of minimalism, and his crystalline body births from the stone. Bridging with divine feminine out of the sun, in woods by the creek or pond, 2 cups lined up waiting as she counts to 10, and he's it. So, their game of hide and seek, and the clock just turned to 12:21. So again, 2 cups lined up waiting as she counts to 10 in hide and seek, and he's it. The divine feminine with good news leading the way to sovereignty, the gift and the flame. And I was wrapping gifts yesterday, which I never do because I have a shower to go to. And the divine masculine with the whole truth and dolphin play, been trying to scale the tower at least 4 times, but Rapunzel won't let her hair down. Right? So that's the Count talking to Rapunzel and the Muppets, to let her hair down. Rapunzel, let down your hair. Even Spidey won't stick because of a lightning strike as he got to the top. So here he sits, perched on his stone throne, at the top of her steps, waiting patiently, or in a sterile environment. The bridge here is the passing of messages and IDing the so-called orbs in the sky, the wizard's balloon perhaps, as the wounded warrior surrenders to get over shame and guilt and meet her there before she gets to 10. Remember, she's counting to 10. He's sitting right there in his truth with lightning or lighting epiphanies. In his truth with lightning epiphanies, boom, 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 with Michael and Metatron, Ka meaning energy, and boom meaning sound, right? So we have lightning and thunder. Kaboom, Michael and Metatron. Lightning, path energy, and Metatron, thunder, road, sound. The outgoing divine masculine is the King of Cups, ascension, and the Five of Swords. The King of Cups with his eye on the prize, except it's not a prize, it's a gift that holds the world in her right hand and able to juggle it all with the left, or in other words, fry it up in a pan. With 2 spare for later even, or in case she gets inspired, or perhaps she's inspiring him to juggle and do a little ditty for her entertainment pleasure in an emerald tux and mask covering his entire face, and juggling green apples or pearls for her strand. 10 cups of Niagara Falls in a happy ending with lots of water coming down a rainbow bridge or table with a pyramid on it and a flyer on top. And that's my daughter, the flyer. Hold on one second. Okay, I just wanted to message her. I couldn't talk. Okay. All right, so again, the masculine doing a little ditty for her entertainment pleasure in the emerald tux and mask covering his entire face, and juggling green apples or pearls for her strand, as the 10 cups of Niagara Falls in a happy ending with lots of water coming down and a rainbow bridge or a table as a rainbow with a pyramid on it and the flyer on top. The bald eagle who lost their partner has found them again. The Divine Masculine doing a rewind back to their beginnings until they get it right and left at 7:39, which is the Chariot and the Knight of Cups being love in ascension. So the Divine Feminine had Cancer energy on her side along with the Sovereign. The Divine Masculine had Scorpio and Pisces on his side along with the King of Swords and the King of Cups. For the feminine, lunacy of the sea and grounding and integrating of the stars and gifts came up. On the masculine side was the master of a sense, of expanding freedom of speech. Okay, so again, the I have a dream speech came up, and also JFK. Okay, so very significant. And then what's between the masculine and feminine here is the wounded warrior and the sovereign passing downloads together. So it's the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles together. So the number that came up overall here was the 60 of the 6 of Swords, which is all about moving to peace, peace on earth. The horizontal pillars were 18, 18, and 24, which is 2 moons. So 2 moons are also coming up, right? If you have 2 suns, perhaps we're going to have 2 moons. But it also was referencing a time span of 2 moons, which was so weird because it ends up right on the 25th of September, which is my nephew's wedding day. All right. So we have 2 18s of 2 moons and the 24 of the Queen of Wands, and then the 6 of Swords of moving to peace. The vertical pillars were 1, 4, 18, 21, 1, and 15, which are the Magician and the Emperor, or the Temperance card, or the Angels, the higher love. The 18, 21 are the Moon and the World, and then the 1 of the Magician, the 15 of the Devil. And the energies coming up around 2 moons and with the Queen of Wands finding peace, or in 2 moons, so that's the 25th of September. And then the patient angels, I'm getting, and there's Cancer energy here, either complete with the Magi Devil in traveling together or finds peace. The angel subconscious and devils manifest the consciousness, so it's showing, the opposites of the inner angel subconscious of the feminine and the devil or of the masculine, not that they are, but it's just referencing the angel and the devil, right? The opposites, the 2 sides of the coin that come together, the shadow side, and the devil manifesting the consciousness, which is the without, moving to peace and complete. Also the Magician Emperor with the moon complete, with the Magician Devil finding peace. So both coming up as the magicians, the Magician Emperor and then the Magician Devil, which, that's come up before too in twin flame couples that are together already, that the masculine saw the feminine, he thought he was the devil because he may be very religious. And then if you're, open up to your psychic abilities, some religions feel that's evil. So there could be a connection there. But finding peace, we're coming to completion here, coming full circle and finding peace. So he is the rock and crystal, she is the sea and the moon. And they meet where the land meets the sea on a deserted isle, where Gilligan grows up and realizes that Marianne was right there all along, so patient and sweet, not thinking she could like little old me. But the skipper is gone now, and I found who I am, and the professor helped me out, taking Ginger off our hands. We heard then howling the other night, and I know now all about deserted islands, and she can depend on me, 'cause she knows first hand, all hands on deck. Okay, so as I started that little ditty, it was 7:57, which is the Chariot and the 3 of Swords, and as I completed it, it was 8:03, which is the dance of the masculine and the feminine, and the 3 of abundance, of Gaia, of joy, of coming together. So now we have the twin flame read in front of you. I'm going to light it up a little bit just so you can see the cards better. And that was it. And then this was cut and dealt at 8:08. None other than the dance between the masculine and feminine with space between on Lionsgate, which is also graduation day. And at 8:18, which is the 8 of the dance and the 18 of the moon, again, the Devil and Mrs. Jones came up. And that was coming up on the Queen of Swords and the Devil, which can be just the shadow side of her as well. Or they get to be two separate people. And then 8:20, which is the dance and judgment, lection came up, which had to do with the election. It's just the word wouldn't have spelled election. It would have, because it was the reflection, so it would have been flexion. But they were coming up with an election. So election was coming up here regarding, again, JFK is coming up, so therefore Trump's coming up, and Q, all right? So 8:20 of the dance and judgment, which has to do with decisions and final judgments, and having to do with political decisions there. And then we have the final read and clarifiers done at 8:34, which is the dance of the 34, the 8 of Wands, the energetic exchange, the arrows of love between the masculine and feminine. The major arcana that came up in this read were the higher self and reflection, which is also Pisces and Virgo, but it's the higher self, which is your twin, and then reflection of the Virgos or the hermits, right? The monk keys in the middle. And before the read, the Tower was also there, which just came up in my other message from the Union read about the masculine and the boom booms and his buddy Spidey, not even being able to stay on the tower, right? So with all of the turbulence going on in the drama. So we have one wand, 3 swords, 2 pentacles, and 3 cups. We have the Knight of Wands, the Page of Cups, Knight of Swords, and the King of Cups in the read. Before the read is the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, also the Wounded Warrior. And after the read, the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So we have a lot. I have to tell you before the read too, as we're reading this, all of the cups were reversed. The King, the Queen, the Knight, and the Page. And I believe all of the wands were upright, if I'm remembering correctly. I think both the King and Queen were upright, yeah. No, I'm sorry, the King of Wands is reversed. But the rest of the wands are up. The Knight, the Page, and I'm pretty positive that the Queen of Wands was up. Nope, she's reversed too. See, that's why I wanted to check. All right, so the kids are upright of the wands, but the King and Queen of Wands are both reversed, like the cups. So, we had triple tens in the read. Very, very high vibration. Keep that very high vibration trill up. Again, they're Wheel of Fortune energies too, a turn for the better. The higher your energy, the better. The 55 of the Ace of Swords, Excalibur, also very significant here. 9-10, begin again and again. Whenever you expand, make sure to come back to center, stay present in the moment. And the 45 of the 5 of Cups, the grief and the grieving process that we all go through. The 59 of the 5 of Swords, the war within. The 5-10, which is 0 behind 51, which is the King of Swords, and backed up by Source, which is referencing the masculine being backed up by Source energy. And then we also have the 34 of the 8 of Wands, the 2, 3, 4, 5, which is coming up like the 3D, 4D, 5D, but there's still some very low energies that are fading away. Like, so not all of the dark energies are off the planet yet, but almost. Then the code line here is all about change and adventure, and that was broken up into Chan and GE and Adven and Chor. So we'll get into that as part of the message. And the numbers that came up on the code line were 410 and 510, which add up to 920, which is 0 backing up 92, which is the reflection of 29, which is being present in the moment. So the reflection would be when you're not present in the moment, you're being backed up by source energy, where they're helping us come back to the present moment again. And again, 410 and 510 is 0 behind 41 of the Ace of Cups and 0 behind 51, again, the King of Swords. So regarding change and adventure, the code line here, the Christ energy after death being the key to the grease or the fat, and grease lightning's coming up here from Greece. Christ after death being key of the grease or fat of the Emperor, or for the 10 of Pentacles, right? We have the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, the two families, the family of abundance and the family of emotional abundance, right? One is financial abundance, one is emotional abundance. And battling and expansion between those two families, again, the Montagues and the Capulets, in a show of power up regarding change and adventure. So the message was also coming through as the animalistic child being key or a tad episodic, or that could be the emperor there as well, to force the fish or to angle for the Ten of Pentacles, or the Emperor with the Ten of Pentacles battling the Ten of Cups, again the Montagues and the Capulets, in a show of power up of free space energy for the second coming of the lucky tower and journey, the freedom to walk, stroll, dance, run, ride, fly, and trip, the wild goat's law. Yes, I climb and climb and climb, but I am free to go off path anytime I want, and or climb further up than anyone else. Also is coming across as having the balls. The balls being key in aiding, and Pelosi was coming up here too, which Pelosi was ripped this week. Good. Adept here, referencing the knight or being good. Balls being key at being good or aiding at not 10-4, which means message received, or it used to mean that anyway, is not 10-4, but 4-10 of the Ten of Pentacles. So message not received. And 5-10 of the Cups, where love of the Ten of Pentacles and truth of the Ten of Cups lie the ritual, the etiquette, the contagion, the crossbow. Okay, and so here it's all about the energy between the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, right? Those of means and those of love. The truth, it's like the family with the Pentacles has the truth of the logical man, and the Ten of Cups family is the heart of the divine feminine, all right? So let's just leave it at that. And then here we go into the twin flame read. At 9:36 is the Hermit, and the 36 is the Ten of Wands, which is the the Atlas energy, the weight of the world upon their shoulders. We start here with the Knight of Wands upright. All right, so we have the underlying energy. Here's the Knight of Wands is the top card, and I go 5 down from the bottom up, and then 5 out at the end, which makes the read a 21 card read, which is completion. So the Knight of Wands is upright, and below the Knight of Wands is the Queen of Swords reversed, the Nine of Wands upright, the Wounded Warrior, the Tower reversed, the Knight of Pentacles upright, and the Ten of Wands upright. Again, the Atlas energy, with the Knight of Wands on top. The Queen of Swords is reversed, and the Wounded Warrior defensive. So she can be the Wounded Warrior, or this could be a second person as the Wounded Warrior. They're next to each other, so they could be one person or both. So the Queen of Swords reversed and the Wounded Warrior, defensive after a sudden event of the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal humble servant, burdened with the weight of the world, while the Knight of Wands is coming in with their slow burn, needing to wake up the King of Swords, or not calling the King of Swords, or calling them out. At 9:42, which is the Hermit and the Two of Cups of coming together or partnership, the King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, facing rejection, jealousy, or a schmoozer. Finding peace in purging, stress, nightmares, and sleeplessness. The Queen of Cups reversed chooses to stay there and not associate with Sovereign and the Knight of Pentacles. Or while the Knight of Pentacles offers something to the Sovereign or sibling, and the Knight of Wands rushes ahead after back-to-back with the Knight of Pentacles, and again that's that merge of aligning your spines together to merge your energies, they went right back to working to align with a heated exchange or to manifest big and not telling about this, or going back to working to align with that heated exchange of bleeding out. Perhaps they're saying they were not stabbed in the back, but rather in the front 10 times. The Magician closing down and ending pain for the last time, laying all the cards on the table without rebuttal from the other party or partner. They won't hear of it. I don't want to hear your perspective. It's done. Or this also could be surgery that went wrong, or just major surgery. Okay, it doesn't have to be that what went wrong, but it's just showing, there's a lot of trauma here, so it can just be a major surgery that's going on. So dumping a load, overwhelmed, sweating it out, and a breakup without affection, with the Emperor reversed or fallen angel coming clean or cleaning up the act or space about getting his snakeskin boots or diabetic feet or his diabetic wrapped foot between the lovers or affections and coming out or coming clean about it. This is also sticky. There's a sticky here, right? So this Emperor Fallen Angel coming clean or cleaning up their act or space about sticking. So sticking his nose into things, right? Sticking his butt perhaps where it doesn't belong, or sticking or getting his snakeskin boots or diabetic wrapped foot between the lovers or their affections and coming clean about it. Or Gemini and Aries both reversed here, coming clean or fessing up to something. The Knight of Wands upright committing to the Ten of Swords and ending pain and taking back 7, perhaps Indian giver. So here's that inappropriate statement again. Keep an open mind, and honeymoon is beneath that. The Three of Wands is reversed here, looking back at a romantic tie from the past. The King of Swords being watched, sharing codependencies, depression or drinking, or sharing the flu. The Emperor reversed without their trophy bride, and longing for the past or soulmate connection. One with uneaten apples in a basket, and he with pomegranates left on the floor in the bathroom or spa. The Emperor reversed looking back at the King of Swords, sharing issues with him, and longing for the past when things were easy or more simple there. Patience coming up with the number 2, and beneath it, creativity, which is the number 3 of coming together. And the Empress, Gaia. So a recovering manipulator, or from losing their tools, post-war, a virus, the High Priestess secret or psychic abilities, and dropping the act or the ball. With the King of Cups reversed, perhaps feeling like a failure, and being attention-seeking or doing things under the radar, or refusing to get his hair cut. No more tan or hose, like it's changing his whole persona here. Under the radar, the Knight of Wands is upright, bleeding out, coming clean or getting clean, or planning major surgery and cleaning up the act. Nostalgic about the past or childhood, and patient with impatience, lashing out or holding their tongue. The King of Swords reversed, Atlas or burdened, carrying too much weight and not expressing their feelings about being overworked or not working out at 1023, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 23 of the King of Wands. So of course, if someone's having surgery, you can't work out for a while because you may have to be still for 4 weeks, So there's that kind of energy coming up. And then after the read, the energy is coming up of at 1026, which is the Wheel and the Page of Wands, inspired or excited. Literally, the Page of Wands came up right there. Excited to juggle, perform with the King of Swords, Justice or Libra. The Page of Pentacles, sharing in the 5D connection, and that could be a student or an opportunity, an invitation. Sharing break time or rest, or laying something to rest. In the recent past is the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue about pain, or hanging out and leading the way to soulmates who are avoiding disaster with the Empress, traveling, or finding peace. Working in the sunshine or exposing their soulmate, or just working in the sunshine with their soulmate but feeling guilty. And the foundation here being the Page of Cups reversed. Rejection and vulnerability. This can be a spoiled child, but it's coming up as more as someone, feeling rejected and vulnerable here. It can be a baby crying too. But this is coming up as the Queen of Cups crying, like a baby, drowning in their tears, knowing and keeping to themselves, sharing or settling out, with the Knight of Wands rushing in, a very good-looking man, to the rescue, and the central energy being the Four of Swords, finding peace on the beach, with the King of Pentacles reversed, connecting in 5D, with Sovereign post-war on a quest and the pursuit of happiness, hanging out and challenged by the Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunction or loss, with the King of Wands reversed, making a bold move, feeling guilty and defending themselves, perhaps to themselves, or Cancer being sad and another defending their honor to the King of Wands or to their twin. The Page of Cups reversed, rejection, is secret while implementing a plan or investment to break up or disconnect or be at a distance, hanging out, inspecting every little inch, and bleeding out, crying while others get their wish, dumping emotional attachments of multiple loads, or no more fantasizing about the happy ending of being sent on his way and blocked from a new passion. Frustrated, impatient fallen angel, implementing a plan with the Empress, letting go to fix and make amends, with Divine Feminine in the 5D and the Empress reversed, which can be him out of control or him not doing well, right? Or the Empress may be screwed over by Pisces reversed and Emperor reversed, or Aries. Or the Empress is trying to fix things after turning the Emperor's world upside down. And now the Knight of Swords, the 9 of Swords upright, purging, hiding out underground, out of the sun, letting go and healing and being strong. Defenseless with new information and the need of inspiration, but feeling a failure. The Page of Wands is excited about the Magician manifesting, or an amazing performance. Burdened by an injury, left behind, grounding and integrating frustration and lack of faith, embarrassing themselves, destined, this embarrassment may have been destined to happen in front of the Queen of Swords reversed and the 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, healing from the three-way situation with a happy ending, holding their tongue, about third party through work or a canceled reunion at work, holding back due to death, ending, dark night, or transition, and fending off unwanted advances with the Empress, letting go to fix, with the world upside down or incomplete, with the Emperor reversed or out of control, and soon here is the 5 of Pentacles, the Hermit in the Mary Magdalene cave, above the crowd, working to align with a new path, with the Queen of Wands from the past, or while the Queen of Wands reversed is living in the past, and the Knight of Pentacles, loyal humble servant, is offering help to dump multiple loads with fallen angel, married lovers out in the cold, or it can be the establishment as well as religion, not necessarily a marriage, but around the lovers out in the cold, right? The 5 of Pentacles is all about, two people left out in the cold. So it doesn't have to be lovers, but it can be, two of affection. Post-war of the pink roses and dark night of the soul. At 11:21 is Justice and the 21 of the world, the twin flames, and the King of Cups reversed, right? So the twin flames are seeing themselves as the King of Cups reversed, which can just mean conditions of love, but it also can mean someone who's very detached and unavailable or manipulative. Could be a drinker as well, over emotionalism. With the Justice and Chariot uncomfortable, which can also be Libra and Cancer energies, uncomfortable energies or emotions of not walking away, satisfied walking, a Scorpio energy here, satisfied walking over people in order to get opportunities. The King of Cups reversed can be that energy, being detached, unavailable, or over emotional or manipulative or alcoholic, judge, Libra, or divorced, ascending fast in uncomfortable emotions of not having walked away. Perhaps some arrogance there, or just self-satisfied, or being happy with themselves. Dark night or Scorpio with invitation, an opportunity, or a good student. Cancer upright, Libra upright, and Scorpio upright here, or Libra Cancer is one person, and Scorpio or dark night are starting fresh. Religious factors here, and very soon, also it is safe to love, and it was worth waiting for. Around the twins, or how they're seen as the higher selves, or Pisces upright, imprisoned, and fully exposed, or their hands tied, with children or sunshine, in need of healing, hope, and a dream again. Destined to see the Hermit, or professional with light, divided or split, or who lied and caused a loss of hope and depression. Leo upright, Aquarius reversed, Libra and Virgo upright, where Aquarius reversed may be lying or feels threatened. The block here being the 10 of Cups, happy ending or emotional fulfillment, and the Hierophant, or traditional societal ways, surrounded by the fallen angel and the Divine Feminine in 5D, or Pisces reversed, refusing messages, or in negative self-talk. Change and adventure, but even more so here, to make an effort and personal growth. The Devil waving, or Capricorn temptation, feeling castrated by the Queen of Swords reversed. The Hermit performing at home, or for celebration. fending off the Empress, wanting to let go and fix things up, or get closure and come full circle with the Emperor reversed. The Hermit is upright, inspired, but masked post-war or virus, no longer stretching from frog to prince, surrendering to all that is, to the Queen of Wands reversed, who's coming together at work, or Trinity, which is tri-ni-ti. Tri, a show of power and gratitude, with codependent, temptation, or Capricorn waving, not telling in a deception, the King of Cups reversed with issues or conditions, with the wounded warrior defending their wounds. Virgo is upright, Cancer reversed, which can be a Virgo person upright with Cancer in their chart, with defensive Scorpio and horny Capricorn flanking them, excited boy in a heated exchange with deception or Cancer, depressed or alcoholic victim here. The Knight of Wands starts off right there. The Knight of Wands upright, the Page of Cups reversed, again, which can be someone crying or just feeling very vulnerable, or it can be a spoiled child. The Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups reversed, the King of Cups reversed also. So the King of Cups and Page of Cups could be father and child, they're very much alike. And then the higher self here is upright, which also could be a Pisces, can be a Virgo or Aquarius as well. But these four energies here, along with the Knight of Swords who's reversed, which can be a negative message or verbal abuse, that can be the silent treatment as well, in 5D connection or resting on break. Okay, so we have Page, King, and the Knight of Swords, both all reversed, with the King of Wands up, or the Knight of Wands upright, along with the higher self, which could be the masculine and the feminine. The challenge being here, the Ten of Pentacles reversed, out in the cold, with the Ten of Cups upright, suffering in silence, or perhaps dealing with a sister, or purging the Hermit with the light, shedding light. Inspired to end the war within, and surrender to the Queen of Wands reversed, to work together, with the Knight of Wands upright and the Knight of Swords reversed under the radar, the Page of Cups reversed, maybe on break, purging, and challenged by the Ten of Pentacles reversed and their dysfunction, along with the King of Cups reversed with issues, with the Hermit in the Mary Magdalene cave in exile from the group. The higher self or secret emotional fulfillment, with Hermit that's inspired to end the inner war, surrendering to all that is, the Queen of Wands reversed coming together in order to co-create, and that ended at 11:54, which is Justice, and the Ace of Swords. Excuse me, the Page of Swords with a message. So it's Justice and a message. So, also I watched Resort to Love last night, which was just a very lighthearted, fun movie. You know, it was a nice movie to watch, but it wasn't anything profound. But it was definitely about needing closure. So there's definitely some of you who are going to be dealing with closure with karmic relationships. That it wasn't really that you wanted them back, that you just needed closure. That was what the movie was about. So that's interesting. That's coming up. Yeah, let's pull some oracle cards. All right, let's see what the animal spirit deck has for us today. So again, in that movie last night, he had left her because she was really into her career. And so, of course, she felt like he just left her for no reason. And he felt like he wouldn't be able to, you know, compete with her career. And then they end up at the same place at the same time, and he's getting married, and she's supposed to be singing at their wedding. So you can imagine how that plays out. But it ends up being really good because everybody realizes that they actually both just needed closure, and everything worked out in the end really well. So, you know, the fears always get the best of us, don't they? All right. So let's see what the message is here from the animal spirit deck. The Scorpion. So Scorpio definitely is right here on the twin flames, how they see themselves. So there's the Scorpion stinger, which definitely could be coming out right now. And then here is the golden egg, which is the Christ consciousness and the heart. Okay, so let's see where that's going. Give me just a second with that. Then these two are also coming up. Okay, this is the third eye of the divine feminine, like the gatekeepers of now that the whole world is awakening. Okay, so just beginning to awaken. And then here we have the the reflection of the swans in conjunction with this, right? So it's you see that the unicorn is coming up as both of them. It's like you see the space between is actually leading right into the unicorn. So both of them are awakened here. But there is the scorpion still trying to get into the egg, trying to get, it's like the scorpion trying to get into the nest and get the egg with the stinger, with the low, it's like you're being tested right now. You're going to get a lot of low vibrational energy coming at you, perhaps someone attacking you for no reason. To of course protect your eggs and your children and, your home, but also not to get triggered and knowing when to walk away, knowing when to run the other way. All right, so these three are also coming up here as a message. And there's two more actually, give me a lot. So the stingray is about activating the chakra system here, right? And the cords that we have in connection, but also it's the stingray, which has a sting, along with the Scorpio here, which has a stinger. Okay, regarding the heart, right? They know the buttons to push, right? To trigger your heartstrings, all right? So be careful about that. And then we have the tarantula, who looks scary, but it's not as scary as it seems. And then the dragon's eye, which is like your inner, your inner child, your inner spirit guides, your higher self energy coming through. To, always default back to your higher self. When dealing with these kind of energies, they are not what they seem, right? There's no fear to be had here. Go back to your higher self. Keep your eye on the prize or the gifts, and be very present. Every time you feel any kind of fear coming on, frustration, those are all fears. Everything is fear if it's not love. Anytime you feel triggered by anything, the littlest bit of that, this lower energy, or just the sting of the Kundalini rising, go back to the present moment, into your higher self. Right? The dragon is the solar plexus energy. Go back into your confidence, your spiritual confidence. And then we also have these two coming up together, which again is it's described as like the really good father energy, who when he's off balance can be very egotistical and rammy, not someone fun to be around at all. So they could, when they're not balanced, they can definitely get triggered into their 3D energy. And it's about going into their truth and speaking their truth without getting triggered, though. But they maybe need to get past this impatient issue, right? So this is coming up as father energy, the masculine energy getting really triggered easily. And for the elk, it says when they get triggered that they need to eat better, right? They need to, maybe they weren't eating well for a couple of days, and so they lost their balance, and they need to get rebalanced again with their diet. But this is also talking about a diet of speaking the truth all the time, not just sometimes. So that's coming up for the masculine. But that's also to let the feminines know, right? There's an impatient streak in the masculine, right? Because they have the masculine energy of frustration, more so than the feminine, unless you're the feminine with the masculine coding. So the bottom of the deck is the oyster again, keeping our energies to ourselves. The pearl's still in there, which is also the heart. It's still being, it's still cooking. So it needs to be protected. And then we have the bear underneath that. So it's like, the bear just woke up into a late spring, right? We've been told that it's really like the bear hibernating didn't wake up till summer. So it's a late spring awakening. And they still need some time to, let the pearl develop inside there. Because they're not quite wide awake yet. So keep your eye on. And also this is referencing the JFK in the cloud today, because it was just showing like one cheek in their eye. Yeah. To keep your eye on those things. They're not as scary as they seem. Don't be afraid. Just be in your high vibration and love. Keep your third eye open even when it's raining for the collective. You keep your third eye open in that joy. Don't join the misery loves company, but actually allow the energy rise up to your energy of the two swans. And again, go into your heart when feeling attacked. Just be aware that this could come and just kind of smile about it, that you knew this was coming. And okay, whatever. Okay, stay in your heart about it. Send them love. They know not what they do. Okay, let's see what comes up with the journey of love. Journey of love. I am going to read you the Scorpion, and I'll read you the Journey of Love card as well. All right, so what is our message for the Journey of Love today? All right, we have falling, very pure and simple. 14 is the Temperance card of the angels and the higher love, being patient, and of course impatience was coming up here. So just keep your energy light as a feather. Right, when a feather falls, it's no big deal, right? Because it falls ever so gently. So when you can keep your vibration really light and high, then falling is never a big deal. And then we have heaven here, heaven on earth. 70 is the Two of Pentacles, is doing the dance, performing, having fun, distracting the others from their troubles, and making it all lighthearted again. Okay, so keeping it light as the light comes out and spreads onto all of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 boom. The light is shining on everyone, and there's lots of couples here. They're all couples. The light is starting to be shown on all of them. Light as a feather. I want you to notice too that there's still a little bit of lower chakra colors right down here. It's very small. Right? Heaven on earth is when most of the collective, like 90 to 100% of the collective is in this high vibrational energy, light as a feather. Let's see. Oh, they want me to count these cards. Card counting may be coming up again too. Someone might be getting caught. All right, we have Burning Hero, which is the 3 of the Empress, joy, the Mother Gaia, the Burning Hero of the feminine energy here, of the Mother. Helping this is Jesus basically burning through the lower chakras, right? And the Mother energy holding him. Okay. This is the vortex. This is the cyclone, right? So the masculine's in the cyclone, like ripping through those lower 3 chakras in a very quick way as the Mother holds them in the vortex. And there's the woman of light, right? Collecting all the light, getting their wish, being self-satisfied here, while then holding the masculine now ripping through it as well. And let's see how many cards are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. So 8 is really significant coming up here. And the top of this group of cards is the blood dance again, which is the 42 of the 2. So the couples are coming up as very significant here, of the heart, the blood pumping through the heart, the dance between the masculine and the feminine. And just to show you the other cards that came up here is drop into your heart. 68 is the Page of Pentacles, the Twin Flames and Sacred Convergence. And this always for me is the Twin Towers, where all of a sudden like a spiritual stage pops up out of nowhere, and there are spiritual guides at the towers. And I told you there's an Atlantean spiritual altar above the Statue of Liberty, which is associated with the Pleiadians coming up here. That the twins are supposed to be at the base of the Statue of Liberty when the Pleiadian ship comes in. That's the energy that I've always gotten. That was a couple years ago. The yin-yang lover is the 8 again, the dance of the lovers, and the hair came up is important to your connection here. I think especially wet hair as well, but the follicles are very important on your skin and your head to connect. And also the divine feminine bending over backward, being very flexible when it comes to the dance. You know, with the masculine going through is in the cyclone right now. It's like she's there to catch him. She's just in it, but she's in the vortex as well. She's ready, willing, and able, right? She's bending over backwards. And then we have the 60 of riding the wave, finding peace, to find peace. Okay? And then coming together. Come together right now over me. So again, the Beatles are coming up, and this always comes up as Linda McCartney with Paul. And then 66 of the Queen of Pentacles coming together again in the heart, and that came up as the unicorn with the two swans. Okay, the coming together. And then the breaking of the King of Pentacles. So we have the King and Queen of Pentacles here, right? Smashing into each other within the vortex. Both. So she comes out of the wall as he comes in from outside the wall, and smashing and smash together. What's that song? Smash together. Here we are right now. And then simplicity of the Emperor. All of a sudden, things become really simple. And there's the bird flying across the sun that I showed you a picture of earlier, or the plane. It's a bird. It's a plane, right? That came up too. And then the blood dance. Okay. All right. So keep it light. Keep it really high vibrational. That was the most important thing. And the energy of the feminines holding the vortex while the masculines burn through all three lower chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus chakras, and learn how to use them really quickly. So we're going to read you, I told you I'd read Scorpion, which is fire. There's a lot of fire. Let's see. Where are you? There we are. So Scorpion is passionate, competitive, and tends towards isolation. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers, and they focus on unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. When you're in balance, you're wild and free and fierce, but when you're out of balance, you're jealous, resentful, and unresolved. So again, that came up in the movie last night too, the need to just get closure. To bring into balance honesty and forgiveness. Okay? And then we have from the Journey of Love, the falling. Remember your compassion when someone attacks you. Okay. Don't worry, you may fear that you're falling, but it's just your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss as there's a plane flying above. Are you sensing parts of your life flying away from you, out of your control, as the momentum of your divine surrender takes over and becomes more powerful than the old adhesive between you and what no longer serves? Laugh, cry, celebrate, and ponder. Whether it makes sense or not, you are like a perfectly ripe fruit falling from the universal tree, succulent and ready to be enjoyed for all that you are. If you wait any longer, this moment will be lost, and you'll end up on the ground having to decay and go to seed in order to start the whole process again. This is not so bad, but what a shame if your sweet nectar was not to be savored by a hungry world. You deserve to be declared the most delicious, juicy fruit that ever was. So fall. You'll end up exactly where you're meant to be. This oracle contains a message for you. You're being called closer into divine union and into the fulfillment of your destiny now. It's safe for you to trust what's happening. Go with it. It might seem like you're being asked to take a leap of faith. It's the right timing for that. It's your time to give yourself in love without holding back anything of yourself. Is it wrong to love, to feel what I hold inside? The answer must wait. There you go. Okay, please comment below if you have anything to say or if you have a question. And make sure to drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. It's 1:07 on the clock. And rise and be love. Have an amazing day, you guys. Breathe deep. Let's take another deep breath. Rise and be love, guys. Bye.